What is up, Endgame fam? It's time to draft again, but we're going best ball again this time. Underdog has a new contest. It's the little board, part two. That's right. We've been doing the big board the last couple of weeks. It's time to go with the little board. Same rules, smaller prize pool, smaller drafts, but everything else the same format. We're going to show you how we're going as far as best ball rankings and taking advantage of some of the ADP before the NFL draft, which is it's almost upon us. It's a couple weeks away, and we're going to see some big changes, I have a feeling, in all of these rankings.
Oh, yeah. Especially with the rookies. Some huge changes. I think I saw something that's 18 days away, so it's almost here. Cannot wait. Cannot wait.
Definitely cannot wait. All right. You know the deal, guys. And we do these every week, so if you want to get in and you can draft with us, we always have at least one or two y'all jump in here. You're going to have to act fast. So real quick, if you don't have an Underdog account, you can try to make one real quick, but you should do one anyways because they always have best ball drafts going on and there's always something. Miguel's ready. There you go. Knew he'd be on here. He's ready to jump in. Anybody else on here, go ahead and jump in. But again, if you don't have an Underdog account, it's super easy. It's fast. Just click on that link that you see there, and you still get deposit match up to $100. Just make sure you use that promo code ENDGAME. And of course, you could do pick'ems throughout the season. You could do pick'ems for baseball every single day, basketball if you're into NBA, everything, anything. All right, but we're gonna do a draft here. So if y'all want to jump in, let's do it. So we're gonna enter the live draft. Little board 2, 3, 2, 1, go. All right. Don't think it'll take too long for us to fill. Only, 4 people left. Okay.
I feel like Miguel is definitely one because I got in and then it was like instantly like 2 people joined. So I'm sure you and Miguel will win.
Yeah. All right, guys. 4 spots left. If you want to jump in there, go ahead. Draft with us. And we're going to try to take advantage of these, I would say, depressed rookie ADPs until they all jump up.
Yes.
Is there any rookie right now you feel maybe is a little overhyped? Maybe going to see that ADP fall after the draft?
Brian Thomas Jr.
Yeah. Don't think he's a first-round pick?
I mean, he might be, but I could see some other wide receivers being drafted ahead of him. Like, I think he's one of those guys. He's one of those guys that every year the fantasy community falls in love with the potential, right? The ability, like, oh man. But he's not. I don't think he's like necessarily like certainly there's some things he does well, but there's certainly some things he doesn't do well. And I think there are more polished wide receivers in this draft class that NFL teams are going to prefer over him. Maybe I'm wrong. But I think most people just say, oh, he's the number 4 wide receiver in this class. I don't know if that's what it'll be on draft day, so we'll see.
Yeah. Tell you who's going to be the biggest riser anywhere, not just best ball, whoever the Buffalo Bills get. You feel like they got to get somebody, right?
Yeah, I mean, look, another 6 pick. I think this is like my 4th or 5th time being in the 6th spot. Like that's not even like statistically possible for the amount of drafts I've done.
Yeah, we're stuck in the middle. Year 6, I'm 8, and Miguel is 4. Anybody else we know in here? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Frank Gore at the 12. Didn't know he was.
Oh, there we go.
Other John wants to know, you have a Rice comp for Thomas Jr.?
No, more like a better Quentin Johnston. A better Terrace Marshall.
Oh, all right. Neither of those are a very favorable comp. So, yeah, I see why you're a little concerned. All right. Yeah, I know. Underdog not available everywhere yet. Hopefully that changes. But hey, you can sign up. Definitely do it. Okay, don't think he's gonna fall to you. Nope. There he goes. So Dirty Sanchez wants to know:
Oh yeah.
is Tyreek
Oh,
worthy of the 1-1?
I think he is if you're in a PPR league. I mean, let's not remember before he hurt his ankle in week 14 last year, he was destroying fantasy. Like, I mean, I think there's nothing wrong with taking CMC number one. I think you could go CMC, you could go CD Lamb, you could go Tyreek Hill, you could maybe even go Jefferson at 101. I think I'm okay with any of those guys with the number one pick.
All right, you bought the dip on Justin Jefferson at the 6. Still
I will
feels like cheating
gladly
to get
take
him
that.
there. And I settled for the Sun got at 8, which is totally fine.
Yeah, I will gladly take Jefferson at that spot.
Enrique saying Hill is definitely number 1 for him.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I mean, again, how good he was last year, no reason to think he won't be that good again.
Now this I find interesting. I don't know if this is about Lamb or about Amon Ra. JSC saying he would take Tyreek and Amon Ra over CD.
Okay. I mean, look, I love Amon Ra this year. I could see Amon Ra having that CD type leap, but man, I mean, what did CD Lamb do? What has CD Lamb done in his career that's like he's just gotten better every year, and then last year was an absolute monster. I heard somebody like on a stream last night saying they're like not sure about CD Lamb, and I'm just like, what do you mean you're not sure about CD Lamb? Like what? How many years does this guy have to be a stud before you're sure about him?
Yeah, my question is, what are you not sure about? Because, like you said, he had just coming off his best season. He might actually put up better stats this year because the Cowboys have done nothing at running back but lose who they had. They've done nothing at receiver except for cut one. It's like, what do they have now besides CeeDee Lamb? Honestly,
right. And even if they draft a wide receiver in this class, it's not going to be somebody who. It's not like they're going to draft Marvin Harrison, Malik Neighbors, or Roma Dunze. It's going to be one of the other guys. So, yeah, not worried about CeeDee Lamb at all.
nah. I could see him in best ball. I can see taking Tyreek Hill over CeeDee Lamb, sure,
for sure,
but not Amon Ra. I mean, I like where I got him, and 8 is fine, but there's absolutely no way I would have passed on CeeDee Lamb if he was there. Okay, so this is where I have to decide: is it too early for Marvin Harrison Jr., even though he's the first player on the board, or is it too early for Drake London?
Yeah, this is where it gets really tricky. It gets really tricky in this spot. Like, man,
I really have not gotten much, if any, Harrison. I'll just go Harrison there. Now you get to decide who you don't like to take.
I mean, it feels too early for Achane. Maybe Ayuk's okay here. It feels too early for Olave, but I don't think I've gotten any Olave this year yet, so I'm going to go with Olave. And I do like Olave, actually, so. But, like, it feels too early. It feels too early for Achane, way too early for Nico. Feels too early for DJ Moore. Too early for Neighbors. Maybe Ayuk was okay there. Like, it just feels too early for all these guys. Like, if you watched our top 36 video, like, a lot of people had from reading the comments, a lot of people did not like my Mike Evans pick. But it's like, who else are you taking that you feel better about, really?
Yeah, second round is going to be tough, at least right now. Of course, some things will kind of settle once the NFL draft is over, but yeah, so hard right now. I still just Achane doesn't need to be a top 20 pick. I'm sorry. In best ball, I think he should be drafted earlier than in redraft, but second round, I mean, it's still just very risky. And I can tell, we always talk about value in ADP, taking down a tournament. You have to look at where you're getting those values. But this is definitely not reflecting just this past week because you still got Nico and Stephon Diggs this early. I guarantee this is not based on what's happened since the Diggs trade. So we don't have either of those guys this high. I know some people will still take them this high. I don't think they should.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. When people are like, I'm not Mike Evans in the middle of the second, that's crazy. It's like, are you taking Ayuk over him? Maybe. Are you taking Adams? No. Nico? No. Diggs? No. DJ Moore? Probably not. Neighbors? Maybe Pittman? Like maybe Pittman? I'm on the clock here. Do I go full 0 RB? No, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna get a running back here.
Well, I think you just convinced me to go 0 RB. You took Jacobs. I like Waddle here at the third round. I think that's good.
That's the other guy I was thinking about was Waddle. Hey, you guys. No one else is even home. What are they even barking at?
I think your dog has heard my dogs.
They can't believe people don't like Mike Evans.
I know.
I'm shocked.
Like a lot of times we get carried away. Well, I say we, the community itself, drafters, everyone. Like it's always about the shiny new thing and the youngest player and the rookies, whatever. It's like it's okay to take the guy who's been there, done that for like 10 years and is going to get you 1,000 yards and 10 touchdowns. He doesn't have to be the most exciting third round pick, but he could still be the best.
I mean, what did I miss? He was wide receiver 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 last year. And the only year he really wasn't that good in fantasy was Tom Brady's last season as a starter. He's been like a top 10 wide receiver almost every other year of his career. I don't really understand.
No.
It's not like I said I'm taking, Marquise Brown in the second. Then I could understand people getting, people losing their mind.
Yeah, that would be extreme.
And I still don't think I'm ever going to get Sam Laporta in a draft. Even in this draft, he couldn't fall to me.
Probably not. Look, as much as I'd like to continue to go 0 RB, I still have one player who stands out here, and I really don't want to screw myself by waiting too long. So Rachaad White it is.
For sure. I don't understand why Rachaad White goes this late in underdog drafts. Like, why is he going this late? I don't get it.
I don't know. I will take him. So yeah, that's the question I think we just talked about. How do we feel about Laporta being the first tight end? First tight end off the board? Yeah, he should be. Going in round 2? No. Early round 3? No. I mean, late round 3, I think is okay.
Dirty Sanchez, you got to go watch our top 36 video. I think we had him 35th. So right at the end of the third round in a 12-teamer.
Yep.
If you had not taken Rachaad White there, I would have seriously considered going RB right there because I just don't understand Rachaad White going out.
Oh, I know you would have because you would have seen him there, and yeah, and that's fine. I mean, remember this is half PPR, and we're not playing with waivers. You can't get lucky and pick up that running back, mid-season who's suddenly the starter. So it's a little more important to have some security at running back. JSC is asking, still got Josh Allen as QB1 without Diggs?
Probably assuming that they take somebody halfway decent in this NFL draft, which I think they will.
Yeah. I mean, to a large extent, it does depend. I mean, what are they rolling into next season with? Got to figure they got to take somebody. But look, there's a big difference. I know, at least in our opinion, if they take Rome Odunze somehow early, try to trade up or something, versus getting Brian Thomas Jr.
If the Bills somehow swing a trade up, maybe they trade up to the Bears at 9. Maybe the Bears are like, hey, we got DJ Moore, we got Keenan Allen. Let's get some more. Let's get another first rounder, right, and maybe some seconds or whatever they got to do. Just throwing that out as a potential. And they got Rome Odunze. Yeah, Josh Allen right back to QB1 for me, easy, because we know he's going to run for 10+ touchdowns and 600-700 yards, something like that.
Yeah, I'll say right now, I do have Jalen Hurts as the QB1, but we'll see what happens after the NFL draft.
All right, I'm going to be in a tough spot here with this guy. I don't even like. Well, I shouldn't say I'm in a tough spot here. I got some choices. All right, I'm going to take. I'm not huge on Pickens this year. I'm still not completely sold, but I feel like it's good value here for Pickens. Pretty far below his ADP. Let's gamble.
Yeah, hey, this is exactly the type of format that's made for him. Okay, so we do start 3 receivers and a flex in this league. So there's a couple of good running backs left, but I'm going to go with the guy I think is being undervalued still.
Yeah, that was the other guy I was looking at. Like in a vacuum, I'd probably prefer Kirk to Pickens.
All right. Senor Royland. What is up, Royland? Preference: Daniels versus May in Dynasty, or does landing spot matter? Do you have a strong preference now, regardless?
I mean, one's probably going to be on Washington and one's going to probably be in New England. Do I feel significantly better about either spot? Not really, right? I don't feel like, you know what I mean? Like maybe Washington's slightly better because they have Terry McLaurin, Jahan Dotson. They actually have some good wide receivers, whereas New England really doesn't yet, although that could change. As far as how I view him in Dynasty Superflex, man, this is, I've been asked this a few times, and this is so hard for me because I see the potential for, like, I think Daniels is the ceiling play, and not like I hate like people look at him like as Anthony Richardson and Lamar Jackson, because I feel like Jaden Daniels is a much better passer than those guys were coming out of college. But his pocket presence is really bad. And that usually is something that is sticky from college to the pros. You take a lot of sacks. This is a problem Justin Fields had in college too. Took a lot of sacks in college, took a lot of sacks in the pros. That's why he's no longer a starting QB. That's what I worry with Jaden Daniels. But if he can fix that somehow, or if the team he goes to can fix him on that, he's got a way higher ceiling than Drake May. Drake May is more like the safer, pick, if you want to call him that. I don't feel like he's going to quite have the ceiling of a Daniels, but he probably won't bust, right? He feels like he probably won't bust.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to say that Drake May's like Sam Howell 2.0. I don't think that. Jaden Daniels makes me more nervous more and more watching, the way he plays. Like you said, the pocket presence and the hits he takes, a lot been made about that. Yeah, it does definitely make me nervous. I think I'd have to go May slightly, but I'm not sure either one, honestly, is going to be a star in the NFL. I think I'm just more convinced now Caleb Williams is it. Like, he belongs number one for a reason.
Yeah, I'd almost rather, like, I don't know what your pick is in your dynasty league if you're talking about a rookie pick. But I mean, I'd almost really rather have a pick where it's like I don't have to decide between those guys. And like if I have the number 2 rookie pick, it's Marvin Harrison for sure. And I might even, depending on landing spot, I might even have Neighbors and Odunze over Daniels and Drake May when all is said and done. We'll see, but
yeah, I'm thinking the same thing. I feel that way. And a super flex, of course, the quarterback's so important. But are you really convinced? I mean, if you're not even sure which direction to go, got some stud receivers in this class. You might just be better off taking one of those stud receivers than playing roulette with those quarterbacks. We got another super flex, Big Max Yam 70. Superflex PPR, you can start 9, no premium for tight ends. It has T-Law and CJ Stroud. That's nice. Weak at running back and wide receiver. Okay, that's not good. Would you trade the 1-2, 1-8, or 1-11 Okay, I'm guessing he means the 1, 2, and either 1, 8 or 1, 11. For the 1, 4, and 1, 5, already has the 1, 6.
No, I mean, well, first of all, so you already know that the guy with the 101 is taking Marvin Harrison. I mean,
I was gonna say.
I still want Caleb Williams. It's still super flex. I still think he's going to have way more value. Oh man, hold on. This is actually a tough spot for me. Like what's okay. All right, I'm gonna wait. And go tight end here. Yeah, I was gonna go Burrow, but I'm like, I don't really have a stack for Burrow, and I'm not gonna get a stack for Burrow. I mean, I would probably still take the 102 and go Caleb Williams, or as it gets closer, or you know what? When the person with the 101 takes Marvin Harrison and you're on the clock at 102, and somebody who's desperate for a quarterback realizes they can get Caleb Williams, you're probably going to be able to get more for the 102 at that moment. I mean, I don't know. It's hard to get more than the 104 and the 105, I guess. But I don't know. Because I mean, if the 101 is taking Harrison, let's say the 102 takes Caleb, and then the 103 takes Neighbors or Odunze, depending on how it shakes out. So you're getting whoever's left over with the 104, and then the 105, you're probably getting maybe Brian Thomas. I don't know. Who knows who it's going to be? Maybe another quarterback. I don't know. I think it's super flex. It's hard for me to say no to Caleb. Like, I'm not saying Caleb Williams is going to be Patrick Mahomes, but just to put it in perspective, like if you were drafting today and you could pick in your Superflex Dynasty startup, you could pick Justin Jefferson or Patrick Mahomes. You're taking Patrick Mahomes, right? Like,
oh yeah.
So if Marvin Harrison ends up being as good as Justin Jefferson and Caleb Williams ends up being as good as Patrick Mahomes, you're going to wish you had Caleb Williams. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, if your league is a super flex, I would think the 1.1 would be Caleb Williams, but maybe not. It could be Harrison. Okay, let's see. Mike Williams. That's pretty aggressive for Mike Williams, don't you think?
I mean, I'm not drafting Mike Williams this year. This is probably the first year where I'm not going to be drafting Mike Williams.
And I think that's totally fine. Okay, I'm going to assume I'm getting a stack here with Marvin Harrison Jr. and his quarterback, Kyler Murray.
Ugh. Yeah.
Yeah, so to that trade, you got good quarterbacks, weak at both positions. I mean, I guess you're thinking you could get 2 stud receivers. I don't know. I don't feel like that's enough, really. Trading the 1-2 and even if it's the 111, like I don't know.
But you're probably not even really going to get 2 stud receivers. If you think about it, you're going to get one, and then probably Daniels or May or whoever the QB 2 is, more than likely.
Yeah, you're probably better off just holding tight.
I can't say I'm happy with the way this draft is going so far.
No? Why is that?
I don't know. I feel like
Who'd you take? You got Javonte.
Yeah, but Jordan Love. I mean, Jordan Love was such a value there. It's like, oh man, but I don't know. Maybe I'm too low on Jordan Love.
Yeah, look, I honestly between Love and Murray, I think it's close. I took Murray to get the supposed stack, but I'm totally fine with Love there. It's fine.
Maybe I should have gone Love, but man, I don't know.
So the pick I was a little surprised you made was the Monty pick, just because like he's fine, and you got him around his ADP, but I just didn't know you were kind of still in on him.
I'm in on him enough in best ball. It's like I actually did consider Mixon there, honestly, and maybe I should have, but because I don't know if Monty necessarily has any more upside than Mixon, really. Maybe Mixon. I should have gone Mixon there. I thought about Mixon at that pick.
All right, let's see. We're at pick 100 right now. Miguel took Tua, denying me the double stack. Can't put him with Waddle now. All right. Let's see. If you take a quarterback, that pretty much ends my thoughts of going QB.
I mean, there's not really any QBs I like in this range, so I'm starting to feel like my running back room is getting too good, too early.
Well, okay. So I would have taken Trey Benson there. Yeah, there's not a running back now that I like. It's not really a receiver I like either. I almost feel like now I'm waiting too late on tight end.
Nothing wrong waiting on tight end.
Yeah, but if you wait too long, now I feel like compelled to take 3 tight ends because I don't have a clear-cut stud. That's okay. It's probably best to take 3 anyways.
Yeah, especially with 20 rounds. Nothing wrong with 3. I would even take 4 sometimes if I was really, really weighted.
Back to the early rounds, Aaron Hepler wants to know about thoughts on Reed going over Kirk and Pickens. I got Kirk, you got Pickens. Would you put Reed over either one?
No, I feel like, look, I like Reed. I think Reed is a good player. But I think we're a little too high on Reed right now. I mean, you still got Romeo Dobbs there. You still got Dontavian Wicks, who I think is good. You still got Christian Watson there when he's healthy. You got Luke Musgrave. I just feel like this is an offense that's just going to spread it out too much for Jaden Reed to be a week in, week out. Like, yeah, he'll have some games, but like in best ball, I think it's fine. But I'd still probably prefer Pickens and Kirk over him.
Yeah, in best ball, definitely. Feels like Reed is. I don't know. I liked him last year when nobody really knew about him until the midway through the season. Now it's just a little overvalued.
And even last year, he was very up and down because again, there's weeks where just other guys score touch, just other guys get involved. It's. And remember, how many games did Christian Watson? And I get it. Christian Watson's always hurt, so I totally get it. Maybe he won't play many games again this year. It's certainly a possibility. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like Jaden Reed's a little overhyped right now.
Yeah, exactly. Love the player, don't love the ADP. All right. I'll get the little discount on B-Rob.
All right. Well, I'm going to finally take a QB. I'm going to get the stack here. T-Law.
Not bad. I was going to say, I have Kirk. You took Ingram. That's who you got.
Yeah. I got Ingram, so at least, I mean, I don't love QB tight end stacks, but at least I have a stack.
It's something.
It's something. I don't usually love a draft where I have 4 running backs, 4 wide receivers.
Well, that's where I'm at too. I'm 1-4-4-1, but I feel like when you get to those middle rounds, like 7, 8, 9, I feel like there's just better value at running back right now than wide receiver.
That's true because the wide receivers are going so early in drafts right now. in these drafts. That is definitely true.
Yeah, there's not a lot of receivers who are at the top of this list in terms of ranking ADP that really stand out over anybody that's below them. In fact, I like the players. I like several players below who are up there right now. So I'm just gonna wait. All right, 49ers fan definitely wants to know if Ayuk gets traded, what happens with Debo? Does his ADP shoot up? Is he like a round 2 pick instead of Ayuk?
I mean, it probably will, but I don't know if it should. But it probably will.
Yeah, I would think so. I mean, I don't know where Ayuk's been rumored to what, Pittsburgh and who else?
I don't know. I still don't think he's getting traded. I mean, you never know. You can't completely, rule it out. But I mean, I think Debo pretty much is who he is at this point. Like, we know who he is, right? Like, he's a good player. He's pretty much like a set and forget wide receiver with plenty of spike games. And I don't think Ayuk being gone. I don't think if Ayuk is gone, we're going to see 2019, 2020. What year was it? Debo's big year. I don't think we're going to see that again just because Ayuk is gone.
No, but I will say I like him better in best ball than I would in redraft. In best ball, I do think he would be worth a second round pick if Ayuk is gone. There's some noise that regardless of Ayuk, staying or not staying, I assume he's staying too. But even so, that 49ers might look at drafting a receiver because after this year, Ayuk could still be on his way out. And Debo, there's some sort of, what do they say, like escape clause or escape hatch or something, So in other words,
escape hatch.
Forward. Yeah, that's what they called it. Maybe they draft a receiver anyways. Who knows? All right, you went Lad McConkey. All right, he's getting some steam.
Yeah, I like him. I mean, he's a guy talked about. If you guys watch our this year's Puka Nacua video that I think we did like 2 weeks after the season ended, talked about him as a potential. Not that he's a Puka Nacua clone in the way he plays or anything like that, but as a potential guy who we thought could be like a rookie who doesn't get drafted super high and has a great year. But now, of course, he's got all this steam and he's probably going to get drafted high. And he's not. It's like, okay, that's out the window now because everybody knows about Lad McConkey now. Right. But I'll tell you the other guy that I mentioned that I really like, who I think really does fit the Puka mold in a lot of ways is Ricky Pearsall from Florida.
Yeah, you've been high on him for a while.
Yeah. But I mean, the reality is we're probably never gonna see another Puka Nacua for like a 5th round rookie wide receiver who does that. Yeah, probably not.
Nah, probably not.
But okay. I know everybody liked looking for it. Like, oh, remember after Cooper Kupp's huge? Who's this year's Cooper Kupp? Who's this year's whoever?
Yeah. Here's another fun hypothetical. Ready for this?
Sure.
From Dallas, asking about Minnesota. All right, so let's assume the Vikings trade up to get Drake May, specifically. You like Justin Jefferson or Amon-Ra?
I mean, I like Justin Jefferson more even right now. But yeah, if they got Drake May, for sure, give me Justin Jefferson. But even with Sam Darnold and Nick Mullins, I'll still take Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Like, if I assume that the Vikings do absolutely nothing and it's Sam Darnold, I still like Justin Jefferson. Again, nothing against Sun God, of course, but I'm still all over Justin Jefferson. So it really doesn't matter too much, I think. I don't see any way they could get, like, what quarterback could they possibly have that would make you be like, okay, that's it. I'm out on Justin Jefferson.
Desmond Ridder, Marcus Mariota, Zach Wilson.
Zach Wilson's a good one.
Guys like that.
Yeah.
It would have to be somebody just awful. Kenny Pickett, which they can't. I mean, they can't get for Kenny Pickett because, I mean, maybe they could. I mean, how many times was Josh Dobbs traded last year? Maybe Kenny Pickett can be traded 3 times this year or something.
It's true. It's definitely possible. I probably need another tight end, but I'm gonna take a chance and take a guy I don't want you to take.
Yeah, I probably need another tight end too. I need another QB. All right, I'm gonna go here.
Yeah, it's fun. We saw last year. It feel like 3 QBs became a little bit more popular in best ball format. It used to be like you only take 2, and if you do more than that, you're throwing your money away. And now with so many quarterbacks, getting hurt and shifting and moving, and feels like 3 QB is more viable. I don't know. If I feel good enough about my 2 QBs, I'm still just going 2 QBs. Are you going 3 QB unless, in any circumstance other than just like you waited really, really long time to get your first one?
Well, yeah, I'll probably go at least 3 tonight because I don't feel fantastic about Trevor Lawrence and Matthew Stafford as my only QBs. So tonight will probably be a night where, yeah, I will go at least 3.
See, exactly what happened. My dogs barked, and then yours heard it, so now they're barking.
Yeah.
Zach Moss, is it criminal to see him that late, or is that about right?
Say criminal. I don't know about criminal. I do like Moss, but at the same time, I mean, we have some cautionary tales. Mike Davis, Chase Edmonds, Tony Pollard, Kenyon Drake. Cautionary tales of guys who were never workhorse number 1 running backs and then had to be either for a season or for short periods of time, did well, got a contract with a new team, and just flat out bust. Alexander Mattison, flat out busted. So, Zach Moss, to me, I'll draft him. I think he's worth having some exposure to, but the problem is he's one of these running backs that is jag, meaning just a guy, nothing special. I don't feel like him being drafted there is criminal at all. I mean, remember last year, Alexander Mattison, people couldn't believe you could get Alexander Mattison in the 5th round. It's the Vikings starting running back in the 5th round. How'd that work out? So you gotta be careful with guys like this that aren't like super talented, elite, proven, running backs. So.
Oh yeah. I remember a lot of people shocked that they weren't, Alexander Mattison was being. See, I knew it. I knew you were going to get the guy I had targeted. That's all right.
It was him or Wicks, and I'm like, but I need tight end. So, yeah, I mean, the problem is when you Pollard's a weird case because Pollard's actually a talented running back. So I don't I don't know what happened with Pollard, but you look at guys like the guys I talked about, Kenyon Drake, Mike Davis, Alexander Mattison last year, guys who aren't necessarily super talented, top of the talent running backs, suddenly get a starting job. But that doesn't mean they A, perform well in the starting job, or B, hold on to the starting job all year. So, yeah, I think Zach Moss is pretty fairly valued right now.
Yeah, that's about right. I'm still drafting a lot more Chase Brown. I think the upside is just better. All right, let's see. Right now, I am at 2-4-6-1. You are 2-4-5-2, and that's just because the last round where you got the tight end I wanted, and I took the receiver that you didn't.
Not a typical build for me at this point, but I don't know.
Yeah, I'll be really not just shocked but disappointed if Frank Gore, Team 12 here, does not take Frank Gore Jr.
Almost has to, right?
You have to, unless I take him first.
I was gonna say, like, I almost think like the rest of the league should just not draft him and say, like, okay, he's yours. You can have Frank Gore.
I've been getting a lot of Frank Gore Jr. I'm gonna wait and see if this team really fulfills its obligation. Royland. Oh wow. Okay. Speaking of Puka, interesting. Asking about Matt Harmon, we're gonna chat with him again, like we did last year. He's saying that was the reason he drafted Puka in the Dynasty startup.
Yeah, we'll probably try to have Matt Harmon on again if we can. I mean, we love his stuff. I think he's the best when it comes to wide receivers. So I really pay attention to what he has to say. Obviously, it's not always right, but I mean, he gets a lot right. Like, he was the guy a couple years ago when everybody was on the Gabe Davis hype that was like, he was basically saying, like, look, I get it, it's Josh Allen, but also Gabe Davis isn't very good, so be careful. He said the same thing about Pickens. Not that he said Pickens isn't very good, but he said, like, hey, Pickens, Kenny Pickett, that's not really a good match for what Pickens does, his strength, the way they use him in this offense. So, yeah, we'll see. He definitely liked Puka. And he was he was pretty much the reason why we even talked about Puka in videos last year. It was because he had mentioned, I saw his write-up on Puka, and I was like, I mean, he went to the Rams. It's a good chance for him. So, didn't expect that, of course. I don't think even Matt Harmon.
Sure he didn't either.
Yeah, I don't even think even Matt Harmon expected that.
No, nobody. But we talked about Jaden Reed earlier. That was what opened my eyes to Jaden Reed, because I was like, oh, I like him. But he really liked him, and he said he thinks he could shine. And sure enough, was kind of waiting and watching and seeing, will he get his chance? Like, first of all, the question was, is this Packers passing offense even going to be good enough to support any receiver? Because Jordan Love, remember, he started out
horrible.
Yeah, I mean, his first game or two, I think, was good, and then he just looked horrible for a few games in a row, and everyone's like, "That's it, like we're done." He's not the answer, and then it completely turned around. But a lot of that's because Jaden Reed became one of the primary targets. Right, Watson was hurt again, or wasn't even doing anything. I think, and yeah, Jaden Reed did step up, and that he opened my eyes to Reed really being legit. So. Yeah, we definitely should try to get him back on.
And what I love about what he does is he takes out the bias. And he just looks at and he takes out, like, he doesn't look at like how accurate was the QB, how was the offensive line, but he just looks at the wide receiver and, like, did he win the route, right? Did he make a contested catch? Did he do the things a wide receiver needs to do? So, because sometimes you'll see guys like, that have this great, like Terry McLaurin. He's always viewed Terry McLaurin as like a elite wide receiver, but he's just been stuck with horrible quarterback play and nothing Terry McLaurin can do. Which is why I like Terry McLaurin so much this year, because he's going to finally, hopefully, have a QB.
One way or another, it will have a QB. All right, Miguel is on the clock.
It's going to be a tough spot for me, I think. All right, I'm gonna gamble a little bit here. I'm gonna take my final tight end.
All right. Well, you got your third tight end before I got my second. That's me waiting too long, as always, on the position. I'm going to try somebody different, though, because I think I have got Henry here and there. I don't expect this huge season, but at least for best ball, I think we can squeeze a couple of good games from Jonnu Smith in Miami.
Oh, that's right. He went to I just assumed he went to Arthur Smith in Pittsburgh, but yeah, Miami. We'll see. Miami just doesn't use their tight ends, man, but we'll see. I don't think he's going to
Yeah,
get any end arounds at the 1 yard line like he got in Atlanta.
no. Yeah, I'll take the under on rushing touchdowns, but I will say this: I do think, McDaniel, and he even said like because they were asking like, are you going to give up play calling duties because the offense sometimes looked like it struggled down the stretch and there's just not enough versatility, right? When Tyreek Hill was out, it's like, what do we do? I think they got him for a reason. I mean, obviously he is a pass catching tight end, right? That's what he does.
Wait,
and they wouldn't have got him unless they had plans to use him. I don't think they'll use him a lot, right? Don't get me wrong. He's a backup tight end at best, but I think they're trying to find a way that they can incorporate another threat as, a tight end there being a receiver, a legit, not just Durham Smith, or Smythe, who's just wide open because nobody expects him to catch the ball. So I think they'll run some plays for him. Obviously got some red zone upside. So am I drafting him in redrafts? No, probably not though.
I hope. You don't need to take a tight end this late in redraft. I really hope Mike McDaniel said no. I'm not giving up play calling duties.
No, I hope not. That's not the issue.
Like, who even asked that? Mike McDaniel is like one of the best offensive play callers in the NFL. Like, who is asking that? Like, that was the issue. Like that. Come on, that offense. Yeah.
Reporters who need to find something to talk about.
All right. Will my gamble pay off? I can't believe I'm gambling on this player falling to me. Not even a player I like, but
I'm intrigued now. Let's see. Is it Zeke? Is that who it is?
No, not Zeke. Not Zeke. All right, I know I don't think you're gonna take him.
Probably not. I'm gonna go another rookie receiver.
Yeah, I like him. I like Corley. I will be very interested to see if Harmon charts him. All right, he fell to me. Yes, I've never been so excited to draft Derek Carr.
Derek Carr. Wow. All right.
For my Carr Olave stack. Let's go.
Wow. All right. Makes sense now.
All right. Never been so excited to draft Derek Carr.
Hey, better in fantasy than in real life, at least.
Is he even better in fantasy than real life? I honestly don't even know.
Well, better in best ball. He'll put up a couple of random 300-yard games.
That is the thing. Better in best ball because he will have like 4 to 5 QB1 weeks throughout the year.
All right, we're almost round 17. Okay, let's see. So you got your 3 quarterbacks, your 3 tight ends, and then 4 running backs, 6 receivers.
Yeah, so I'll probably end up going 6-8, 6 running backs, 8 wide receivers, probably 3 and 3, 3 tight end, 3 QB.
Other John's asking if in best ball, can you check your standings during the season? Yes.
Yes, but I highly recommend you don't.
Sure.
Because it could change. Like, usually I check going into week 14, which is the last week of the regular season. I'll see how many teams I have that look like they might advance. And then you could check every week after that to see if your team's advance or not. But there's really no point in checking week 7 because you could be in the lead in week 7 and then, finish 6th by the time the season's over. I mean, it could fluctuate that extreme. So I just try not to. I mean, besides, I'm in dynasty leagues. I'm in redraft leagues. I don't really need to be checking my best ball drafts in week 6. I'm too concerned with my other teams. Which is what I like about best ball. Is like best ball is like an off-season thing, right? You do it all off-season long, and then when the season's here, you worry about dynasty. Well, I mean, you still worry about dynasty in the off-season too, of course, but you worry about your teams, and then best ball is an off-season thing, which is what I think is so great about
it. Yeah. I mean, you can check it, but really doesn't do any good.
All right, I'm hoping for another stack here. Can I get it? Yes. Let's go. Stackaroo.
Oh, nice. To Marcus Robinson.
Stafford.
That's my
Stack
favorite
with
late round pick.
Stafford. Stack with Stafford.
Well, I missed out on Darnell Mooney. Not that that's like a big miss. It's a guy I almost never take, but sure, why not? Pair with Cousins, go Rondell Moore.
Oh, wait. Oh, okay. Oh, that's right. Rondell Moore's in Atlanta now. That's right. That's right.
He'll be taking those end arounds that Jonnu Smith is leaving behind.
Yeah, thankfully Arthur Smith is leaving them behind too, thankfully Arthur Smith is taking them with him to Pittsburgh. First and goal at the 1, end around to 5'6", 120-pound Rondell Moore goes for a loss of 4.
Yeah, well, hopefully not. T Warrior asking any way to do a mock like this without paying for. I mean, you could do mocks. We do mocks on Sleeper every week, which you can catch it Wednesday. We'll do another one. So we do mocks all the time. We don't do best ball mocks. I will say this. This is the little board part 2. It's $3. Yeah. That's it. This is a real draft we're doing where we can win money. It's $3 entry. So, I mean, it's hardly costing you anything. And again, you have a chance to win. So I'd say it's worth it.
Yeah, I would definitely say it's worth it. But if you want, you should also check us out. We do the mocks on Wednesdays. If you want to mock with us for free, for no money.
Then, 49ers fan wants to know if Washington drafts May instead of Daniels, right? A lot of rumors, people thinking Washington's going Jaden Daniels. But if they go May, then how do you feel about their wide receivers instead?
I'm okay. I think both May and Daniels are very good throwers of the football. So I like the wide receivers with either of them. May much better in the pocket than Daniels as far as like not taking sacks and that. But as far as for the wide receivers, I don't think it matters because I think they're both very good throwers. So I'd be okay with either.
All right. Third tight ends. Why not take a chance on possibly the best rookie tight end?
Yeah, he was in my queue. If I didn't take Hunter Henry, probably would have been my pick.
Shipley. You've been getting a lot of Shipley, noticed. You're big on him. Is he a riser for you?
It's not that I'm big on him. I think he's good. Like, he's not my favorite running back in this class, but I don't think he's one of the worst. But, I mean, we're outside the top 200 picks here. Like, if he ends up, let's say he gets drafted on day 3 to, I don't know, some good team, some good situation that I can't think of right now off the top of my head, like a decent situation.
Cowboys.
He's gonna, Cowboys, but I think I don't know. I mean, maybe that seems like a stretch. But obviously, if he got drafted to the Cowboys, his ADP would go way up. But even somewhere else, like who's a team that could use a running back, like the Giants, let's just say. Not that that's a great team, but like there's a path for him on the Giants, right? It's like Devin Singletary and who else? Like there's a path. I don't know. Just throwing out a team that I can think of off the top of my head. his ADP is going to be way go way inside the 200. Like it's not going to go up inside the top 100 probably, but it'll go probably inside the top 150. So if I can get him outside the top 200, great. If he ends up falling to day 3 or he goes undrafted or whatever, then okay, oh well, I burned some picks in the 200s on him, and I don't draft him anymore. No big deal.
Yeah, won't hurt.
I may snipe you here.
Yeah, I'm realizing
Never mind.
I did have Dortch in my queue, but I'm realizing I do need another running back. You got 5. I got 5 also.
Yeah. All right. Another rookie that I kind of feel like is could be good, could be bad.
Well, I actually had him queued up next, believe it or not.
I was thinking maybe you were going to take Dortch where you took Rondell Moore or Sanders for the Kyler stack.
Yeah.
I guess you got Marvin Harrison Jr., right?
I do. I got Harrison.
Yeah, so I guess you don't need that stack. Until the Cardinals do something crazy like trade down.
Hey, this wouldn't even be that surprising, would it?
No. We've watched enough NFL drafts now. Like, although I still remember last year we were pretty shocked at the Gibbs pick.
Yeah.
And then we were pretty shocked on day 2 when the Seahawks took Zach Charbonnet as the first running back off the board in round 2. I remember that one. We were pretty floored by that. So the NFL still finds a way to shock us.
Oh, yeah. There will be all sorts of surprises. But at this point, I would say look for the guys who you feel could be risers, could land in a good spot. I mean, you never really know. And even what looks like a good spot at the time might wind up being good later. Like, players get hurt, especially at running back.
Exactly. So even if, like, let's say Shipley, like I said, let's say you go like the Giants. I don't know why I'm like, there's got to be a better spot than the Giants, but let's just say the Giants. And it's like, okay, Singletary wins the job. But 2 things about Singletary. Number 1, is he really that guy? And number 2, what if he gets hurt? Is Shipley next man up? I mean, Oh, yeah, that's right. This is a good reminder. I did have to freak out by myself because something happened and you had to walk away right during the Charbonnet pick. It was like, I couldn't believe it. I'm like, I can't believe it.
That's right. I do remember that.
Yeah. And then you came back and you're like, what? I'm like, they took Charbonnet.
That's right. Okay. Right here, right now, Frank Gore Jr., there is only one choice here. You're not going to take the son of Frank Gore. Then you got to change your username.
Exactly. You got to take Frank Gore Jr. with this pick.
Wow. Time out.
Come on.
What are we doing here? What is your purpose? This is an imposter. Is not the real Frank Gore. Clearly not. The real Frank Gore. That's it. I'm gonna report to Underdog right now.
Did somebody draft Darius Slayton? Somebody drafted Darius Slayton. Dang it! I thought it was the only person drafting Darius Slayton in these things.
Okay, well, I gotta do it now, just out of principle. Not that I wouldn't anyways.
Wait, Taysom Hill is a QB on Underdog.
Taysom Hill.
That doesn't even make him worthwhile.
No. Where even is he? Is he like buried? I don't even see him.
I don't know, but somebody drafted him. Somebody took him.
Oh, maybe that's why I don't see him. Tape. Oh, okay. He's all right.
But he's a QB on Underdog, so it's like,
you
get a QB who rushes in a touchdown every now and then, and maybe throws a touchdown every now and then. That's it.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I feel like he'd still be more valuable at tight end.
Right. If he was listed as tight end, that's value, right? That's value because he's like, he could throw a touchdown. He could rush in a touchdown. He's way more valuable as a tight end than as a QB. Way more.
It's interesting. All right, wrapping it up. 2 more picks here. So we'll break down all the squads because weren't drafting with you guys all, except for Miguel, who always finds a way to jump in. So you went 3-6-8-3. You got Lawrence Stafford Carr, the pocket passing trio. And then Evan Ingram, Luke Musgrave, Hunter Henry. Those are your 3 good tight ends. And then you got some young receivers here. I mean, besides Jefferson, of course, and Olave. You went with what, 3 rookies? How do you like your team overall now?
Yeah, actually, I think it ended up okay. I mean, yeah, there's, I'm going to need at least, I like Benson. I feel good about him. Shipley and Lob, of course, going to need them. I think I recovered okay at wide receiver. I love my first, I love my start at wide receiver. I think I recovered there. Tight ends are okay. QBs, trying to Frankenstein together a QB there. So it ended up okay. Probably not my favorite draft, but not my least favorite either.
You think draft spot has something to do with it being stuck in the middle?
No, I think maybe I don't know. I think that Javonte pick was maybe, not Javonte, David Montgomery. Maybe I should have gone with another wide receiver there or something. I don't know. I'd have to look at the board again, but being in the middle certainly isn't ideal. That's for sure.
Not the best. And yeah, I didn't get any amazing value fall to me. Sun God, that's where he goes, right? About pick 8, but still solid. Right. I got Marvin Harrison right where he goes. Had not picked him yet. I do like getting Waddle at 32. So I like my receivers early. My running backs and solid mix and match, right? I got 4 running backs who are all good but not amazing. And I took some shots late. I like my quarterback duo, Kyler Murray and Kirk Cousins. Tight end, it's just it's not gonna help me really anywhere. So I feel like I'm counting a little too much. You get Marvin Harrison in round 2, you're just assuming he's going to be a stud, right?
Yeah, yes, definitely. But I think again, it's fair. When we look at that range there, where you're looking at Drake London, Chris Olave, Marvin Harrison, Brandon Ayuk, those guys. Do you really feel so much better about any about any of those guys where yeah, that guy's a no doubt stud? Not really. Yeah, they have potential to be that for sure, but yeah, so I'm fine with Harrison there. I actually like your team. Yeah, tight end could certainly come back to bite you if Sanders doesn't do anything as a rookie and Smith doesn't do anything in Miami and Goddard misses time. That could come back to bite you, but the rest of your team, I like it. So it's a gamble you got to take in best ball sometimes.
True. Yeah, I think my only critique with my squad is I maybe didn't take enough chances at receiver late. I took Corley as a rookie. Okay, fine. More, best ball, give me a couple good weeks. But Palmer and Wicks, are those guys who could wind up being steals, league winning types who have a big jump or have a couple of a monster stretch, or something. You don't need a guy who's going to be good all season, right? It's best ball. Right. But are those guys who really going to be a significant help? Probably not. I think I could have gone a little riskier there, but live and learn. All right. Well, there you go. That was our underdog. That was the little board part 2. So if you want to get in on this, it's $3. That's all it is. And if you have not signed up for Underdog, well, you do it right now and you use promo code ENDGAME, then you get up to $100 free to play with because they will match your deposit. So check that out. If you haven't tried Underdog yet, there's so much on there and more than just football. Of course, there's baseball too. There's NBA, there's PGA, everything you could possibly imagine. So we're going to keep talking about it. We're going to keep doing it. We're going to keep drafting ourselves. Best Ball Mania any day now, maybe right after the NFL draft will drop, and then we'll be doing a lot of those. And then we'll get deep into strategy, and we'll really see where the ADP falls after the NFL draft. All right, but for the meantime, we'll keep doing some big and little boards. So check those out. And, of course, join us. You can draft with us. First few to jump on there, get to draft with and against us Wednesday night on Sleeper. We're going to do a regular redraft mock. So just make sure you hit notifications so you know as soon as we go live. All right, guys. Thanks.